all my Alocasia. Let's go! Hey everyone, this is the next collection tour. This is the Alocasia one. So I'm going to show you all the Alocasia that I'm currently growing, how they're doing, before winter really takes over and makes them all crash and burn a little bit until they come out of dormancy again. And of course we are starting with this beautiful big Alocasia zebrina variegata. The leaf that you're seeing here is not really variegated, but I'll show you the other ones that definitely are. By the way, if you're new here, hi, my name is Roos. My pronouns are she, her. I'm in the Netherlands and I love sharing about plants, but also about yoga and self-love, body positivity, our home renovation, lots of stuff. Let's get started. So this is my Alocasia zebrina variegata. This leaf is the nicest one so far. I feel like it's really nicely variegated. And as you can see, you don't really, it looks like a green on green variegation. Even though this officially is a yellow variegated plant, like you can see on the leaf down here, that is a smaller plant. It has grown so huge since we got it as a really, really small plant. And it's just been growing in our south-facing window here in the Netherlands. So getting a lot of light. There is a new leaf on the way on this as well. Here you can see some of the smaller leaves when it was a little baby. And of course the little plant down here is smaller as well because it's just a smaller stem and more variegated, so it also grows a little bit slower. We have this leaf here that looks really gloomy, but you can definitely see the variegation nicely on it as well. And the one right behind me doesn't really have any variegation. It's basically green, just like this one. I feel like this side of the plant is the green side, and then this side is more the variegated side. See? And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. Next up is my Alocasia azlanii. Look at this beauty. I got this quite a while ago for €6 when it was still a little bit harder to find. The previous one I got was €100. I got that for free, luckily, but it died. So that is something that you can expect with Alocasia, unfortunately. Sometimes they don't make it through winter. It actually seems to have struggled with the growth point, which is now finally coming back. This is the main growth point. So one of the side shoots that normally under the ground would become a corm and then a separate plant. This one stayed on the plant and grew this little leaf here first, and then this bigger leaf at the top, which really shows nicely the purpley pink and then the bright neon, what would you call this, lime yellow vein on the outer edge. I love the look of this plant so much, and I'm glad that it's doing a little bit better. My main trick for most Alocasia is that I now grow them in semi-hydro, which creates a little bit more of a stable environment. I used to grow them in my chunky soil mix, and because I'm pretty irregular with watering, and also sometimes my house is warmer and then they dry out quicker, so I wasn't so good at keeping it not too dry and not too wet. And I feel like with the semi-hydro, it's a little bit easier. Mine is from Soil Ninja. I highly recommend this company if you're ever looking for a good brand. You can try it. You will get a discount with my code PlantWithRose on your first order if you ever do want to try it. And that helps me a little bit as well. So azlanii, stunning. Oh, it's actually growing another leaf. I didn't realize because the baggies were blocking it. See, this is turning into a new leaf, and then the main growth also has a new point. By the way, the baggies, if you don't know, I work with good bugs that help prevent and treat bad bugs. These specific baggies are speckle mites, and they help with spider mites. Alocasia are especially known to get spider mites. This one might not be the worst. There are other velvety ones like Friedeck. They are absolute spider mite magnets. I do see a mature thrips on here, which we are quickly gonna murder. And that is probably why the leaves sometimes have a little bit of damage, because if you look at the back here, you can see it. I have been having some pest issues in my house, but that's okay. It's part of having plants, unfortunately, and just trying to manage them is the best you can do. Let's move into the kitchen for the next batch. One thing I have learned from growing Alocasia for quite a few years now is that it might seem like they're doing fine in your living room, but especially the jewel Alocasia, that's a term for the smaller versions like black dragon, black velvet, silver dragon, dragon scale, those types of smaller ones, including this, I think it's a malo or, yeah, malo that I recently got with my mum in a garden center. They do much better in higher humidity. So I've put a few in my terrarium that I'll show you. But first let's look at this one. I bought this Alocasia malo for €3.50 at Garden Center De Bosrand, which is near me, because it was in the miniature plant section. So cheap and so cute. I have tried this one before. It did not go very well. And I'm not sure how it's going right now. It does look a little bit sad, but I haven't moved it into semi-hydro yet. Also, it's winter, and these plants with the colder temperature and less light often go into dormancy, which means that they can even die back all the way to the stump. As long as the stump doesn't rot, the roots can rot, the leaves can go away, but it can come back in spring or summer once it gets warm again. So my tip is, if it dies, then really don't throw it away or keep an eye on it. The stem, if it's still solid, you can still rescue it. Once the stem rots, the smell is horrible, by the way. I've had horrible smells. I thought I saw a thrips on here. Does it want to focus? Yes. That is a predatory thrips that eats normal thrips, so that can stay. I do also see some... Wait, are you aphids right here? Let me see if I can focus on them. Not really. I'm just gonna quickly kill them because someone taught me just recently, I've had a lot of issues with aphids, that aphids can be born pregnant. Meaning once you get one aphid on your plant... Oh, there's also a mealybug on it. This is nice. This is like... Are we getting a quartet of pests on here? But if you get one aphid on your plant, it can really quickly infest the whole thing because it being pregnant as it is born. So it can, how do you say, like, make babies very quickly. I think I killed all the aphids. I don't really understand how aphids is the problem that I'm struggling with right now, because I always thought they were very easy. And now I know, do not underestimate them. But this is Alocasia malo. Let's keep it going, Rose. Hello! Bell. For filming inside the big terrarium, I am switching to my phone to film, not my fancy camera, because unfortunately that struggles a lot with focusing on the thing I wanted to focus on. So the audio is a little bit different, but we are just going for it. So this is my big terrarium. I'll take you off wide angle and show you my Alocasia. This one is black velvet, which I love. It is so beautiful, but as you can see, it has one leaf and lots of pest damage, or just, I don't know, any type of damage from being down here, stuff falling on it as well. But that is still in my collection because it's in my terrarium. There is one more that I planted here, a silver dragon, that I think there's still a stump somewhere, but there is no leaves right now. And then at the top here, there used to be two. This is a little, ooh, look how cute. This is a dragon scale that came back from being a corum, just dead. And there was also an Alocasia Jacqueline in here, but I don't see that. I do see more new leaves. Do you see that in the back there? Maybe that comes from the same plant. I'm not quite sure. But the Jacqueline is definitely not doing well. I think there's several clumps in there. And then in my Hoya shelves, I have this little glass box that also has a very nice Alocasia in it. This was one of those baby plants that I just put in here because it was not doing well. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the pot still, but it has rooted in the stuff underneath a lot. Let's see if I can turn it towards you. This is an Alocasia silver dragon that I bought because one of the leaves had some variegated spots in it. And I'm not really a sucker for them necessarily, but I didn't have this in my collection in a while and I wanted to try it again. So I think that's growing really well. And I might actually throw that other plant in there as well. That one that normally lives there, the malo, except it has pests. So those would thrive also in this nice little humid environment. This is just actually me throwing in cuttings of Selaginella because I had spare ones and I had to take them out of my other terrarium because they're being overgrown. But they grow. They're very easy once they're in a high humidity environment. Welcome to the kitchen. I actually used to have a little Jacqueline baby that was happy in the bathroom in Ceramis, but unfortunately that is no longer happy. So I'm gonna be popping it in my prop box. That definitely makes Alocasia happy. I'll show you in a second. But first, we have a few bigger ones. Let's see if I can get it down without making a mess. Yes, pretty good. So, first off, this is my, oh, thrips covered. Wait, I don't know if it will focus on it with the bad focus and also the shade of the camera itself. There's a ton of thrips on here, mature ones, that I'm just quickly gonna squish. How are you, little leaf? Also covered in thrips. I did not know this corner needed more thrips control. Okay, so this is wait, I'm gonna turn you a little bit so the camera shade works better. A little bit better. This is Alocasia clipeolata that I got from an import order. My biggest tip is never import Alocasia because it doesn't go well, but it grew again and it grew a lot of roots. So it has been happy. I just watered these yesterday, so I'll throw the extra water out now. But unfortunately, it's not a very fast growing plant. Also, look at this. This one got a little bit too little light, so then they start to reach and the petioles become too long, and then it just becomes very droopy. Also, a lot of pest damage. This is not the most beautiful leaf, but it's okay. It still gets to live here. It's fine. Actually, I see more thrips. I'm gonna squish them quickly. Wow. I thought I did all my plant care yesterday, but apparently I didn't do a good job. One way to recognize that you have thrips is the black dots. Do you see them? I don't know if the camera will show them properly, but that's their poop, I think. So the other plant in here, right next to it, is a bit of a bigger one. This might be my second biggest Alocasia, actually. Also has some pest issues, but this is Alocasia cuprea, which I got many years ago, and I have it in a video where I got it. It's a tour of a greenhouse, and they had these for sale for not that much money, so I was very excited to get it. While looking at that footage, I actually also found this whole footage of this plant 5 years ago. Look at it, I was so excited about the size of this biggest leaf. When you look at it now in a second, it has grown so much. It's become so thick and full as well. Let's hop back to it so you can see. They're so beautiful. I still love them. The light is not ideal. We're using my regular kitchen lights now for filming. Look, here's another new leaf. This is definitely one of those Alocasia together with zebrina that can live in normal room conditions, room humidity. It doesn't need higher humidity. I do have it in semi-hydro. See how many stems there are? This might need care and repots, but that's okay. It loves semi-hydro for sure. There is some water, I think, at the bottom of the pot right now. Yes. Sometimes I pour that out, and then when it's hot, I leave a little bit in so that the plant can take it up with, what is the word? You guys know this word. Capillary action. But because it's winter now, or almost winter here, I'm gonna pour that out quickly. Oh, my boyfriend is not gonna be happy. I accidentally just dumped a bunch of the semi-hydro into the sink. So my boyfriend will not like me for that. But I definitely still love this plant. I named her Ruby many years ago. You can go back on your shelf. It is a very heavy pot to have on such a small shelf. And I've also definitely noticed that these plants really, sentences. There is a roof light. You can see the light coming down. I've definitely noticed with Alocasia that that's really nice for them. That means that they don't droop as much, getting the light from above. Now I'm gonna climb up a little bit higher and try and get my box down. Okay. Woo! I probably just threw all of them over. Okay. They live in this box like this, and as you can see, they do really well here, but I'm gonna move them into the window so that you can see them with a good camera. The first one I want to show you from the box is this beautiful black velvet Alocasia. I have not shown you a nice one of these in a long time. I actually forgot how nice they look on camera because I just don't show these very much, and also they're not happy in my care very much. But this one is, you can see it's wet. That is from living inside this prop box. The lid is always on. I maybe open it twice a month or sometimes less because they don't need that much water because the humidity is high and the water condensates against the box and then drips back down. So I am happy to take these out. It's 2 little plants in a pot in semi-hydro. Look at all the roots and some roots at the bottom as well. The camera wants to focus on them. No, not today. Not today, Satan. This plant is amazing. If you have a higher humidity environment, I definitely recommend growing it. But if you grow it out in the living room, you might be disappointed. Just keeping that in mind. I also have this pot in that box of just corms, which I don't know what corm they are. This is my issue. I always forget to label things, so I'm trying to be better about this now. Wait, the focus is messing up. Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know what they are. They might grow again, and then we will find out. Then we have these 2, which I am very happy to own again. If you've seen my Kekiyaki plant market video from a few years ago, there's something on here. I just have to check that it's not aphids. It's definitely a little snail though. That one is gonna go. Can you see it? Oh, these are also small that the camera struggles a lot to focus, but a little snail is not great. So we're moving that. You can live here for a little while. This is, sorry, I'm very distracted by all the chaos. My own chaos. This is Alocasia watsoniana. My top 2 Alocasia. Maybe 3 with the fried egg. But the Jacqueline is so stunning. I just cannot keep it alive. I had a huge watsoniana and that also died. But they are so beautiful. So I bought these 2 plug plants at Botanica Hum recently. Or Houta, I don't remember. I think Hum. And I love them. They are velvet-ish. And then they get really dark with white veins. The red backs, purple. What would you call that? Purple, I think. And I picked these specific 2 plants because there's a lot of little plants in the pot already. I thought that would give me a better chance at survival with these 2. I'm very worried now about pests and slugs and snails. So I'll do a little investigation of this after. But how cute are they? Can you believe it? Alocasia watsoniana is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful Alocasia. It can get really big if you're good at Alocasia care. I'm hoping to be once again at some point. But this might be a good thumbnail. Wait. I'm out of breath from just talking to you guys already. So let's continue because we're halfway, I think. Or maybe even past halfway already. So beautiful! And if you're flying so low, at least you're flying free. It's time to trust your instincts. Close your eyes and leap. Stuck in my head all the time now. Sorry. Okay, welcome to our little room upstairs where I have 1 Alocasia. Oh, that's completely stuck in the ghost. Here we go. This used to be my yellow variegated Alocasia micholitziana Mexkowski, meaning the non-variegated, what we call fried egg. Some yellowing leaves because it is fall and leaves are falling. This plant, look at the stem by the way, it's very long. I found this in a grower and he was, how do I say? I said, oh my gosh, is that yellow variegation? I love it, I want it. And he was not so sure. He said maybe it's sick, doesn't look great. And he let me buy it in the end. Not for extra money, just the regular price of a green one. And it grew pretty well. It then made a lot of babies that I took out. I actually have a few babies still in here. Most of my baby ones in here don't have variegation except for this leaf on one side. Can you see that? That is what yellow variegation looks like. But all the babies that I sold a while ago do have variegation. Even when the corms, when the little babies didn't look like they might have it, all of them look amazing now with yellow variegation. While my main plant, as you can see, is just, ooh, it's very sticky. I think from the mealybug issues. It's just green. No more variegation. So I guess it fought the virus or whatever caused the mutation and won. And the plant is happy and healthy now in semi-hydro in a very long pot because this stem is super, super long. But I'm going to show you one of the babies that I kept that did throw out a nice variegated leaf. And I'm so happy that the ones that I sold for not very much money, because I was like, they're probably not going to be variegated, they are all variegated. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes people who bought a plant from me send me a picture, and it always is so exciting. It's like getting to see my babies again and how they're growing up from afar. Okay, we're moving into the bedroom. My last few Alocasia live on the shelves above our bed. Let me show you that yellow one I was talking about first. This is not the variegation. I hope the light is okay. It's pretty gloomy outside. These leaves are all going into winter mode. So they are drooping. And the one that had the really nice variegation... Wait, the light is really bad this way. There's too much light behind me. Wait, I'm gonna move you. Okay, let's see if this is better. Where is this leaf? Here. It's not great, but it's better. This was the super, super nice variegated leaf with big patches of yellow right here. It is now yellowing, so you don't see it as nicely anymore. But I'm excited that it's still in the genes because most of these leaves are also just fully green. These were the two babies that didn't have any variegation, so I kept them myself. I didn't want to sell someone the dream of a yellow variegated one and then it just being green. But I got the little surprise. I hope next year we'll get it again. But this is generally what my Alocasia look like in fall. Just all the leaves start to droop. And that is why I wanted to film this video right now. So we have them captured. Actually, it's a little bit too late already, but we have them captured before fall. And actually this past year, they didn't come back for me until like summer, July, I think. It might be because of the renovation and the extra struggles that they had, but it's been a challenge, let's call it that. Because for the rest of the year, I will have just a pot with some bare stems, maybe 1 or 2 leaves. This one is growing a new leaf right here. So, yeah. Let's move on. Everyone deserves a chance to fly. Next up, I'm very excited about this one. This is an Alocasia dragon scale that completely died. I'll try and show you. There was a main plant that's actually very squishy now. Ew. Mushy. But all the babies kept on growing and now they're actually getting a little bit bigger. This is such a stunning Alocasia, but I struggled with it so much. This is one of those that generally prefers to be in a little bit higher humidity from my experience. But I think that semi-hydro and a little bit more, I'm dripping on myself, a more steady watering schedule have definitely helped to make this, oh, I love it. So I am very happy that this is just making a comeback like now. So I guess waiting for this plant was good. The backs are also beautiful, super dark purple veins. This, ugh. When I first saw this in that same video where I got the cupria, they showed us these behind the scenes. They weren't out yet, so we were not allowed to film them even or show them or talk. We were allowed to talk about them to each other, but yeah, we were not allowed to share anything about them. And now you can buy them anywhere, at least here in the Netherlands. So I still have cool memories with this plant. That's also a date or like an event where I met quite a few of my plant friends in person for the first time. So good memories, and I'm happy it's growing back. Actually, this is stunning. Oh, I hope it keeps going a little bit longer. But it does also have a lot of brown leaves and yellowing leaves. So winter is coming. And the last one, of course, is my Alocasia Friedek. This is officially called Alocasia micholitziana Friedek. And then the green one is Alocasia micholitziana Mexkowski. And then if it's yellow variegated, then you get yellow variegated behind it. This one, as you can see, oh my gosh, so many of the leaves are drooping. We're filming this just in time. Look, there's 3 leaves still going strong and a little baby leaf coming in, looking really beautiful. But most of them are so droopy. Some of them, can I take it off, are fully crispy. So those are going in the bin. This one also fully done. And this didn't start growing again until, like I said, like the summer. So I'm a little bit sad. I only got to enjoy it for such a short time. But I have been showing it off a lot because it is so beautiful. The leaves, the variegation on each leaf is just stunning. Here's a fully white one that hasn't even browned yet at all. It's just drooping because fall. This one is yellow. There's a few baby plants in here. Look at this. This one. I want to show you all of them. And then the ones that are still standing up. This one. I love that the white is velvet as well. It is such a cool plant. And it looks like it has maybe yellow bits, but that is actually just the pattern of the variegation. It does have a thrips on there, so that's now dead. This one has a lot of white and no browning yet at all. So I feel like this specific plant holds on to its variegation really nicely, even if it's sectoral variegation. Can you see that it's white velvet? I don't think you can. And then the baby leaf. Wait, I want to show you that as well. Baby leaf. So cool. And they come in a little bit more yellow and then they slowly fade to this more white look. Such a beautiful plant. Wait, we can do a thumbnail with this and this doesn't matter to you, but I have to think about it. We can do a thumbnail with this and a dragon scale. I'll do that afterwards. These are all my Alocasia. Let me know which ones you like in your collection or in my collection. If you knew about those name things that we call the green one a Friedek, but that is actually wrong. It is not a Friedek at all. But then I use Friedek because I don't want to confuse you guys, but also it's not always easy making content and trying to do the right thing. Oh, my life is so hard. No, I'm super grateful for you guys for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe below if you haven't already, leave a nice comment, and tell me which plant group I should do next. We have done Monstera now and Alocasia. I still want to do Anthurium, Philodendron, Hoya, Begonia, maybe terrarium plants, maybe orchids. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go rest and then edit this video. If I didn't tell you yet, I have been having a lot of issues. I've shared that in previous videos. I was feeling super dizzy for about 4 weeks, and so far it's going really well now. And I've been really tired from a long-lasting concussion that I sustained 4.5 years ago. But I've decided for my health now to stop teaching the twice-a-week yoga classes that I used to teach at the European Space Agency, Mondays and Thursdays, lunch classes. The students are so lovely. I've been teaching there for 8 years, and this was my only weekly class that I had left. So I tried to hold on to it, but it was just, I would leave around 11, teach the class, and then when I got back home, I would be tired until 5 or 6 p.m. before I could do anything else. And for what the payment was for that, it just wasn't a valuable use of my time and energy. And I often had to cancel as well because of headaches and everything. So I found them a really nice replacement. I'm so relieved about that. And starting this week, this 1st December, I'm filming this on Monday, this week, with no appointments apart from my manual therapist to help with the headaches and stuff, but no things that I have to offer a good service for, felt so calm. And I know for most people December is not a calm month at all, but I am so grateful that for me it is right now. and hopefully I'll be feeling a lot better. I'll have more time to also edit these videos more steadily and give you a weekly video again, because I felt really bad for skipping a week a few weeks ago. This is becoming a very long rant, sorry. And also I want to go back to the renovation videos because I was just feeling so nauseous and dizzy from looking at my screen, and just even laying on the sofa, I would feel like I was rolling around like this. So that was very long, sorry about that. I just want to say I'm really grateful for you guys for offering me this way to work from home with no added stress to my health. And I'm excited to see what I can do with the added time. So thank you so much once again. If you stayed all the way here, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry for this little rant. I love you guys so much. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Take care of yourselves.